Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.
Humor. Humor, like the word humility, comes from the Latin word humus, which means of the earth. And so humor, humility, those are both traits that ground us and get us back in touch with our roots and our centeredness in this world. If we practice humility, we get away from thinking that we're all that in a bag of chips, and we get back to understanding, that I have my own self do nothing. It's spirit within me that's doing the work that's happening here through me. And so as we begin to develop that humility and so forth, one of the things that naturally leads out of that is the ability to laugh at ourselves, the ability to make fun of ourselves because of some of the silliness that we do, some of the traits that we have, some of the qualities, just to begin to look at laughing at ourselves. Sometimes it's self-deprecating humor, and that's okay too. Sometimes it's like, okay, this is me, this is what I'm doing, and you know what? Darn it, it's funny. And so to begin to be able to look at that and to laugh at ourselves is one of our greatest gifts. In the book, Desmond Tutu says this about laughing at yourself. He says, learn to laugh at yourself. It's really the easiest place to begin. It's all about humility. Laugh at yourself and you won't be so pompous and serious. Now, this is a man who's the Archbishop of South Africa, okay? No pompous and no seriousness. If you start looking for the humor in life, you will find it. If you stop asking, why me, and start recognizing that life happens to all of us, it'll make things easier, including your ability to accept others and accept all that life can bring. Humor leads us into acceptance, and so that'll be the second pillar that we talk about today. It can actually be a way of getting ourselves back into just accepting what is happening for us. Humor is one of those, it's like a pressure valve. I kind of think of it like that little thing on top of a teapot, and when the pressure builds so much, it's got to come up. And of course, it whistles on a teapot. But it's like there's that release of humor. How many of you have ever hurt yourself and laughed? The whole thing with your funny bone, banging your elbow on something. And what do? We laugh about it because we're releasing that energy. There's like all of a sudden this intense energy of the pain, and it has to be released some way. And one of the ways that we often do that is by laughing, letting that pressure off, letting that steam release. Humor can be a powerful tool for managing our stress and our anxiety. Find something funny to read, find somebody funny to listen to. Whatever it is that you find joy in and humor in, find those things to do when you're under stress, when you're under anxiety. Humor allows us to accept the unexpected. So oftentimes these unexpected things happen in our lives and we're like, well, what do we do with this? But if we can learn to make fun of it and learn to look at it in a lighter way, then we can begin to accept it. And again, that helps manage some of those stressors that we have when we are feeling uncertainty.
Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.